Karen Knott here with another edition of Primetime Business Women in Action. And today I'm going to be speaking to this lady that you can see on your screen here, who is Lesley Pyne. Hi there, Lesley.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm really looking forward to talking with you, Lesley.
Me too.
I just want to start off by saying, one of the things which has really sort of become quite obvious when I've been doing these interviews is that, people's businesses always start with, there's always some sort of catalyst that sort of makes people think, right, this is what I'm going to do. For some people it's like an external catalyst, like, I don't know, a redundancy, or, maybe they were forced to take early retirement, something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
But I know that in your case, it was something far more personal than that. So I just wonder if you could sort of start us off by telling us what you do and the circumstances that sort of led to the creation of your business.
Okay. I support childless women to heal and to create a life they love. A lot of people struggle with grief and sadness, and I use my own experience and NLP and other skills that I've learned to help them to put that behind them and build a positive life. Catalyst was really not wanting. I struggled for 10 years to come to terms with my childlessness, and I don't want women to do that. And I've got the skills to be able to help them to not to do that, to have a positive life that they want and to find themselves again. So that's kind of, I started to learn NLP. Heading back a little bit, I gave up my job because I could, and I hated it, really.
What was that? What was your job, Lesley?
I worked in procurement in the public sector and then for a charity.
Right.
It felt inauthentic to me. I didn't realise what authentic and inauthentic was at the time, but I just didn't. It wasn't me, and so I gave it up because I could. And I was still struggling with grief. I didn't realise it was grief from the childlessness. But I started to learn NLP, and that helped me to just recover, if you like, to heal and and I learned skills that I realised I could use to help other women. So it sort of evolved from there, really.
So how long ago was this then?
A couple of years, not quite 2 years. Before that I was helping. I set up a business to help midlife women, and I knew that wasn't really what I wanted to do, but there was a bit inside that, because I have to be able to tell my story in order to be able to help others, and I didn't quite feel strong enough to do it. So it took a little bit of time before I was able to do that.
Do you know, that's interesting too, because that's another common thread that runs through, that people start off with one type of business, but then it evolves into something else. Very often the thing they start with isn't the thing.
Yes,
but it's like you have to do that thing before you get to the thing.
I think sometimes you have to do things to know that you don't want to do them, don't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But, sort of bearing in mind the sort of, the very personal sort of nature of your business. I mean, was that a really big challenge for you?
Yes, it was, because it meant being completely. I set up a business. When I set my business up, I used my own name as my website, which maybe in hindsight wasn't the best thing to do. So I can't not be open about it. It's me. It's my business. It's who I am, and obviously it affects my family and friends because they're caught in the ripple, if you like, of that.
So we are talking about your family and friends. What about your husband then? Because obviously, like you say, he's definitely in the ripple, isn't he?
Sure.
So did he, was he keen for you to do this, or did he have reservations about it?
I think he was keen for me to do it, and he had both, I think, because when you put yourself out there, you're going to get knocked at points, aren't you? And I guess he was concerned for me that I was strong enough and that I was comfortable telling my story. And obviously there are parts of my story is our story, and there are parts of it that I will always keep, because that's personal to the two of us.
Sure.
And over time, I get to tell more. And he's, there's a couple of pictures of him on my website now, and we'd be happy to talk to the media if that, both of us, if the situation arose. So
I just want to have a little word with you about age as well, bearing in mind this is prime time
Sure.
business. What sort of impact, if any, has your age had on your business journey?
I think two things. I think that when you get older, there's more. Perhaps you have more technical challenges than you might do because there's an awful lot of there's an awful lot of
Funny how
technical
lots of
stuff to
people say
learn,
that, yes.
which is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I've had to go through what I've been through in order to be able to do this. So
Yeah.
I maybe if I was 5 years younger, I could still do it, but it, it's had to. I've had to have that experience and time to come through it and be strong enough in order to be able to do it. So it's just the right time, I would say, for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, isn't it? I think, there's something about being of a certain age which sort of also galvanizes you into
Mm.
action, doesn't it? It's like
Yes.
this sort of thing about, well, I haven't got forever here.
Mm.
If I'm going to do this, I've got to get on with it, which is quite a motivation in itself.
Indeed, indeed, yes, yes, yeah.
So, what about you mentioned, technical challenges. What would you say has been the main challenges for you in terms of creating a business?
Um, I think, well, first of all, I thought I'd just create it and off it would be fine, and it's more complicated than you think, as you well know, and working with you helped me no end to be able to get my childlessness business out. So the challenge was that there was more to it than I thought. And for me, working on my own, I find hard. When you're at work and you do all these assessments about, I mean, I'm a team player actually, so being on my own is hard and I need accountability. I work better with accountability. So it's been about finding the right opportunities, the right people to network with and to, your business club and I've got a mastermind group really help to provide support and help and just sometimes someone to say, what do you think of this idea? Because
Yeah.
it is hard on your own for me.
Yeah, it is. But I think, maybe people don't, or people who haven't yet started their business who might sort of have the same worry and sort of think, oh no, I like being with people. I think perhaps, they don't realise that there are lots of ways in which you can build your own sort of network of people
Absolutely.
and support. I mean, there's so many networking groups out there, and like you say, or there's, business clubs or mastermind groups, because it's virtually impossible to do it by yourself, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is absolutely yes, and there are lots of opportunities to network and find other people, and it's a case of trial and error and see
Yeah.
what fits
Yeah.
and what works for
Yes,
you. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what would you say, on a personal level, Lesley, what does your business actually give you?
A huge personal satisfaction. It's just amazing and wonderful to be able to help others and to, someone comes to you and they're sort of stuck and struggling, and when you finished working with them, they're not. And seeing women get their life back, and that's just amazing. So the main that I would say that's mainly. I mean, there's working with lots of fabulous women, both clients and others, and it's for me it's also an excuse to keep on with my own personal development. If I needed an excuse, that's it. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
But it's great to keep learning. So yeah,
Again, it all sort of comes down to this making a difference, which is a bit of a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason because it's actually true, isn't it? It's why we all do what we do.
yeah, and for me, I think when not having children, it's like, what's my legacy? That is a big question for people who don't have children, and it's a question for all of us too. And it's so for me, the legacy is the difference I hopefully will make in the world and help the people that I've helped along the way. So
Absolutely, absolutely. But what about you as well? You personally, creating a business, has that actually changed you? Are you a different Lesley to the Lesley before you started doing this?
absolutely, yes. I mean, I don't know where to start really, but I think I've become me for the first time in my life, actually, authentically me for the first time in my life, and and that's a big gift that I've given myself, or given myself a big gift anyway. I've grown so much personally, and my comfort zone's snapped. I don't know how many times. So it's about personal growth really, and I think as I continue to work to do it and to do it more, I've grown into it, and it's created meaning in my life and helped me to create the meaning from the challenges that I've had. And now I can say that childlessness is the biggest gift in my life, because I've now got a fabulous life, and without it I wouldn't have that.
That's pretty powerful stuff, isn't it?
Mm.
Pretty powerful stuff. So would you say that you've always had an entrepreneurial spirit?
I'm not sure I've got one now, actually, to be honest.
Lesley, can I tell you something? I think you've definitely got an entrepreneurial spirit.
Well, I think
you can deny it as much as you like, but you've got it.
Well, I think my desire to do this it comes from the passion not to see women struggling.
Yeah.
And if that's,
Yes.
I guess that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
It's wanting to help, as you just said, wanting to help and make a difference. And I've surprised myself at what I'm doing and how much I've kept going, actually, to be honest. And there's also the other side of it. If I didn't do this, I'm not sure what I would do. I want to do something. So it's like, keep going with this, because it is such a powerful thing, and I can make a difference. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I would do.
No. It's interesting how we don't sort of regard ourselves as entrepreneurs at all. It's like we always think that label applies to other people, but actually, we are.
I suppose we are,
We're
yes.
out there.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Doing our own thing. There's nothing wrong with it, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, I just, yeah, it's labels, isn't it? I'm not sure labels are always that helpful, but there you go. Yeah. Okay.
What would you say has been the best thing that's happened as a result of running your business? What's the thing that's made the most difference to you? And
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be next week, actually, when I'm going to be on a Radio 4 documentary about ending treatment. That's, as we record this, it's next week. So it's a Radio 4 programme about, it's called Drawing the Line, ending, how you decide to end IVF treatment and then move on from it. So, yeah, that would be my biggest success, I think, to date, or the biggest thing.
I mean, could you ever have imagined 2 years ago when you started this that, you would be interviewed on Radio 4 as an expert,
No, it was always a dream to be on, because Radio 4 is the radio station to be on, isn't it? It was a dream, and I never thought it would. I never thought it would really come true. So yes, I didn't think that. No.
I know this is quite hard to do, but if you could share some pearls of wisdom with people who are, a little bit further back from you, what sort of things do you wish that you knew when you started that you know now?
Well, I would say the business is harder than you think, so find help. Don't expect that just to be able to set it up and it'll happen. So find someone like yourself who knows, who can be supportive, and find that support the mastermind groups or networking groups. I would say my second thing was it takes time. Someone said to me when I first started that it takes 2 years, and I felt really depressed at that, actually. But I mean, that's not to say you're not going to make anything beforehand, but I think it's like a snowball, isn't it? And it takes time to build it.
It takes 2 years to get traction, really.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think the other thing will be to do whatever is authentically you, not to follow the crowd. I mean, there's a lot of people will say you should do this and you should do that and you should do something else, and pick what's right for you. So don't be afraid to do something a little bit different.
Excellent. And we're coming to the end now. I can't believe how quickly 15 minutes goes by. Do you have something to sort of round us off with, a favourite saying or a quote or a motto?
Well, I've got. I was just going to read it because it's here. I mean, I love Brené Brown's work, and one thing that was a catalyst was reading a quote from her. It's nothing is as uncomfortable, dangerous, and hurtful as believing that I'm standing on the outside of my life, looking in, and wondering what it would be like if I had the courage to show up and let myself be seen. And I think that helped me to jump into action, and I think it also can work for a lot of midlife women, that you can feel like you're standing on the outside of your life, and it's time to stop.
Yes, absolutely. And on that note, and on that wonderful quote, Lesley, thank you very, very much indeed.
Well, thank you, and thanks for all your help and support over the 2 years, 3 years that I've been in business.
You're very, very welcome. Thanks a lot, Lesley. Bye.
Okay. Bye.